Oh, we're live.
We're live? We are live on YouTube.
Let's see if it works. I'm a little bit, no, I don't know, man. It's dropping frames already. Yeah.
All right.
See what the chat has to say. Yeah, it's not good.
No, we're good.
No. What's the chat? Go down to the chat. How bad is it?
No sound.
Very laggy. Oh, fuck me.
Sound volume is low. Is that mic in the air?
Oh, yeah, your mic's right in the camera.
Clear picture now. Brooklyn, New York.
All right, we're getting better. The frames are not dropping as much.
Volume is low.
I raised it.
Oh, we're too quiet?
I raised it.
Can't see your screen yet? Probably can't see our screen yet.
I mean, come on, guys. Already with the can't see your screen? We just started. God damn. I can't read the chat, so.
I got the chat on my laptop, so. The trolling sound is good. Oh, you have a clone? All right, so we're going to get into levels. We'll talk about what we're both watching, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I think it's funny. We were watching, I asked him if he's watching a certain level, and he goes, look at my chart. And we had the same level marked up, so.
Yeah, good. I'm just making sure. I think we're good, right?
I think we got to move that avocado toast.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? It's all right. All right, so welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the stream. As we always do on our live stream, let's start with, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up this week, right? We got some big earnings. That's the first thing we'll talk about. You go ahead and pull up the earnings calendar here. So earnings this week.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah, I will in a sec. Earnings this week, let me pull it up. Just moderate the chat, let me know if anything goes down.
Yep.
All right, let me pull up the earnings calendar.
It's a heavy economic week, no?
Very, 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 very. Boom. All right, so what's today? Tuesday. Visa, Starbucks, Snap tonight, PayPal this morning. How about HIMS? How about HIMS?
HIMS is gapping up.
You guys know about HIMS. So we're up pretty nice this morning in the long term on HIMS, so that's great. What else is really that important today? Altria, nothing I'm too. How'd Spotify do this morning? Spot. Oh, a little bit lower on Spot. What else is, hold on, let me make sure I got that right. All right, so Spot. I mean, again, you guys know me, I'm not really interested in trading earnings, so is this that important to me? I mean, it is in terms of the overall market, right? And understanding that this week might be a little bit tough in terms of price action, especially as we approach Meta, Microsoft, Qualcomm, Apple, Amazon. So I would say after today, it's going to start to get pretty difficult, I would say. Wednesday, Thursday, in terms of price action, I would assume is going to get a little bit tough with the anticipation of earnings.
And we have NFP.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even got to that yet. So just be a little bit careful of that, right? A lot of outliers, a lot of landmines out there to be careful of. Let me go ahead and pull up the economic calendar. Economic calendar, pulling that up for you guys. Let's go ahead and get that pulled up. 1 second. So go here, USD. All right, so now we go into the economic calendar. Today, JOLTS. So what a beautiful day to not trade for the first 30, right? Just sort of watch, understand that we have that JOLTS data at 10 o'clock. That's big. Tomorrow, wow, we got a lot of stuff here.
It's heavy.
I didn't even look at it.
It's heavy.
GDP tomorrow, 8:30, non-farm 8:15, core PCE 10 o'clock. So tomorrow's loaded. Thursday, unemployment claims on top of all the earnings. Friday, average hourly earn. I mean, it's just every day. So just a week to be cautious of all the outstanding events.
For sure.
A week to be just, understanding maybe quick moves. If you get something quick, don't stay around too long.
A big thing too is like holding into news. Like I never care about the data,
Right.
But if I'm in a position and I know we have data coming out in the next minute or two,
Yeah.
I'm either exiting that trade or sizing down a little bit and taking risk off the table. So
Always.
I think it's so important to just know when data is coming out.
Yeah, of course.
And just being very aware of it.
Yeah. Before we get into the charts, we'll talk a little bit about what we've done so far this week, I guess. Right?
For sure, yeah.
So, Carmine and I have met some traders this week. It's been a good time. Been an eye opener. Learned a lot from other people.
Yep.
Learned a lot about trading. Learned a lot about just business. That's really it. Had some fun.
We got some good videos coming out.
Yeah,
we got some good content.
Yep. Good content. Let's just jump right in. So, like we always do, let's start with the Nasdaq futures, and we're gonna sort of like cross-reference our levels together.
Yep.
We'll have Carmine take a look. I think we're lagging. Check the stream. How we looking?
It's looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Pause for a second.
We're good.
All right.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Sweet. So, I mean, you guys know 19.6, man. 19.6 has been a level we've had on our charts since last Friday. You have 19.6? I know you're more ES. So
yeah, I'm more ES.
So maybe we'll have Carmine, do a little bit more ES action. But for Nasdaq, right, 19.6, no doubt, huge level. We've seen that multiple times. We've seen that. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up. Make sure I can do my arrows. So 19.6, 19.6, 19.6. 19.6, I mean, just over and over again, 19.6. So, do we want to long into 19.6 today? Probably not, right? Probably not. We probably want to be careful if we're getting up towards that 19.6 level. Be cautious that we're starting to get a little bit heavy up there. If we zoom out, there's a very clear spot that 19.6 comes from, and we've talked about this. If you come to the live streams, if you've been staying tuned in, right here, guys. I mean, it's pretty damn obvious. Right here, you can see 19.6. 19.6, previous low, and we can see that this is really having a tough time getting over it. So I would say the best long setup is going to be, for me, at least how I trade, and I know Carmine will talk about this on the ES, but for me, I really don't know if I'm interested in longs unless we get above that 19.6. Above that 19.6, I would say you have pretty free, almost 400 points above that, right? You got 19.6 right here. Above that, you got this channel that was sort of just sideways, right? And I would say you could probably start to move up towards that 20,000 area. Now, the only thing that's sort of in the way there, before 20,000, is the 50 SMA on the Nasdaq futures, which is always, we always have some kind of reaction at these major daily SMAs. So 19.6, big. That's big today. I'd be careful into that. That's going to be definitely a level we need to clear if we're going to look bullish. What kind of week does it take to clear a level like that? It takes a week just like this week.
For sure.
Right? Like this, this could be the week.
For sure.
With the catalyst on earnings.
And I believe it's going to happen when nobody's expecting it.
Yeah, potentially, right? So catalyst on earnings, catalyst on economic data. But, just because we say, hey, this could be the week that it doesn't mean you take a trade before it happens.
Correct.
Right? We don't want to try to anticipate that. We don't want to try to just, say, oh man, trust me, it's going through it.
Yeah.
Right? So 19.6, big. Let's lock in on that. We can clearly see it's rejecting here in the pre-market already. I think, Chef, you said that Amazon's getting cooked right now. Amazon, yeah, I mean, Amazon's taking a big hit. It's probably having to do something with the Nasdaq downside. So that's our first spot we're going to talk about today. The next spot I want to talk about is 19.4, 19.395. This was a sexy level yesterday. I mean, just on both sides, right? So we had 19.4 here. We've had a lot of 19.4 reactions, and we can see yesterday. I'm gonna go to the 2-minute chart. And I'm gonna show you guys the trades that came off of 19.4 yesterday. I mean, look at this right here. 2-minute chart. We had both a break and retest rejection yesterday, which was sick, right here. Little break, retest, rejection, 19.4. And then even later in the day, we had a break and retest long right here. Break, retest, long. So pretty much, it looks like 19.4 is a great level to potentially trade off of. It definitely was yesterday to both directions, which was also, right, that low from Sunday into Monday in the overnight session. So that's a big level. And then clearly yesterday again, we just hold this channel low. So if I had to make my, if I had to make my guess, it would be that we trade within this channel until a catalyst moves us, right? We just sort of stay within 19.6, 19.2, 400-point range on the Nas, and then just sort of wait until something really changes.
It's going to need some external driven force to take us out of that for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
We've been in here for how long? A week about?
Yeah.
Three sessions?
3 sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 19.6, 19.4, 19.2 is your channel. I mean, it's pretty clear here. And, you got to decide if you want to try to trade the channel this week until this data comes out. If you break under this 19.2, that would be a great short, I think, right?
I got a very good setup on the S&P when you're ready for that.
All right, let's go. Let's move into the S&P.
The S&P is looking really, really good, both directions, but similar to what you just said on the Nasdaq.
Why can I delete this? There we go. All right, let me
We're
zoom
still in this channel, like you just drew on the Nasdaq, so we're still in this balanced range.
Yep.
For me, I don't know if you trade this the same way, but when the market's like this tight in a balanced range like this, I don't like trading in the middle of the range.
Of course not.
The middle of the range to me is just a no trade zone.
That's the no trade zone. That's right.
So I only like trading the lows and the highs, fading the extremes, then looking for the breakout above or breakdown below. What I really like about this is this 15 or 55.16 level.
Yeah.
I have 55.17, which just goes to show you 2 different ways to come up with levels. We have the same exact level.
Yeah.
So this 55.16, 55.17 level, I would even draw it down personally until the low of yesterday.
Here.
It's going to be very critical support to hold because this
54.90.
aligns with demand zone from yesterday, the balance range low. On top of that, if this balance range low, there's some volume at the 55.49s. Do you have that level, Mark?
55.
54.49.
54.49. 54. I got 50.
55. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah. My bearish plan today, I always like coming up
this
with.
little gap right here.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Bullish and bearish plans would be if this 55.16 to about 5500, yesterday's low.
Yep.
If that breaks, we could probably see a nice 40, 50 point drop into the 55s, 49s.
Right
so
here.
that would be a bearish scenario that I would watch.
This drop right here.
There's
correct?
minimal support, minimal demand under that. So that's definitely something I'm watching. And a very bullish plan would be a hold of that support level.
All right. So you're sort of targeting the shorts through here.
Absolutely.
And
I really like this setup, but it's very dependent on the volume when the market opens up.
And yeah, and if there's some catalyst that changes.
Yep.
That's the same short as this on the Nasdaq futures, which is actually larger, obviously. It's always going to be slightly larger on NQ, but yeah, I mean, I would probably bring this down a tad right to this high, just to be cautious of it. 19,140.
Yeah.
Right? Underneath that high here, I'd say under that high, you probably have a pretty free right here. Right, this is free.
Right.
So that's around 19,140 to 18,9, 18,960. That would pretty much, you would want that to line up. If you're watching both, you'd sort of want that to line up with the break of that high.
Yeah, and that's right at that 55.16 level.
Right here. That's at the 54.90.
54.90.
Yeah. 5,500.
5,500.
Yeah, right in
Yeah,
there.
so this 55.16 to 5,500 level is going to be so key today on the S&P.
Yeah.
So key.
All right.
I would definitely I'm remaining bullish above that and then bearish once that breaks.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's just going to be hard, like bullish for Carmine, slightly different because he can just scalp, 10, 20, 10, 15 points on the ES off that.
Yeah.
All right. For options, you're just going to have to be quick on it. You're going to have to take your, for the options boys in here, you're going to have to take your 10, 15, 20% scalp.
Yeah.
Right? You really can't say, oh, I'm going to long this and hope that it breaks
Right.
the highs.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not.
That's just something you got to be aware of if you're going to trade in this range.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
That's a big thing too. Can we say something, or you want to keep going into
No,
charts?
keep going.
Is know the type of trader you are. Like know what position you're opening before you open that position. Somebody like Vince goes for larger moves that take a little while for them to develop, versus somebody like me goes for just quick scalps, may last 5 minutes, may last 30 minutes.
Yep.
And the type of trader you are is dependent on your entry signals, how long you need that move to develop, what confirmation you look at. And I think it's so important that before you enter the setup, know exactly the type of trader you are and the position that you're opening.
Yeah.
That way there's no surprises when you're in the trade.
What's the goal of the trade?
What's the goal of the trade? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we can clearly see here, this right in the pre-market here, this is going to be huge. What happens at that 55.16?
Yeah, I love that level right there.
Like right here, all here. If we see a nice fail below this, I'd say you probably get some more downside of 54.90, yesterday's lows.
Yep.
Right? if you hold here, you might get a pretty aggressive bounce, I'd say, just sort of pushing that thing right back higher. And then right back into the 55, 60s, and then you're just sort of playing the game, I mean, at that point, right? That's where we could get stuck.
Longer term, going for a bigger move, we're in this balance range. So you just have to be aware of that.
I mean, when I look at this longer term, the range might be, I mean, it's going to become a great trade at some point.
For sure.
Yeah. The last thing I want to talk about on the ES, and this is something we've been talking about on here for quite some time, guys, is this right here. I mean, just the daily chart, the 4-hour chart. I mean, look at this chart. All right. We have to respect how big this spot is. You can clearly see these major lows on the ES from back in March that are just sort of, you know, becoming a potential lower high, right? What do you ever look at this type of, you know, longer term here, Carmine?
For sure.
It's like 4-hour. I mean, you have this
longer time frame,
huge
context.
4-hour low. This is that spike high right here.
Yep.
You're sort of just messing around right here.
Yeah. Very critical turning point up or down in the market right here. I think it's going to be a deciding factor
and
too.
It's funny how it's coming into all this data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big spot. All right. Let's go into SPY Qs. Just to get those same, you know, the same idea on the SPY and Qs here. Might need to do some adjusting in my charts. I don't know if they're saved on my laptop, but we'll get into it quick.
We have not looked at charts. This is the first time looking at charts all week.
Yeah, to be honest. Yeah. But that's all right. We'll do it live. So it looks like to me 553 on SPY is very clearly the spot. 553 on SPY. Yeah, I mean, for sure, that 553 on SPY, you can see yesterday, early morning fail there. You're failing here again. Yeah, I mean, it's the exact story, right? Everything's the exact same. ESNQ in the SPY, right? We have that high here. We have that high from Wednesday. We have this balanced range, low, low, and then that's going to be huge today. So 544 on SPY is pretty much the make or break spot, right? Mm-hmm. Whether you're going to be short or long.
Do you feel like it's necessary to look at SPY even if chart ES?
I personally like to understand my SPY levels as well. It's probably not entirely necessary, but it gives me like just an extra confirmation if I'm looking at ES and SPY and they're both lining up nice. If they're both like hitting
the charts are going to be pretty identical though, no?
There's some discrepancies at times. There's like very slight discrepancies.
Because the overnight trading on ES is so liquid.
Yeah, something causes slight discrepancies. I would say most of the time, yes, it's going to be identical, but there is some discrepancies at times. I mean, I can see if I can spot one real quick. I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Nor do I waste time.
Especially doing like order flow analysis and everything.
Yeah.
It's all done on ES, and like for people that trade SPY, I just recommend looking at the ES chart because they're just so identical intraday.
Yeah, I mean, right here is identical. It's hitting that same high. So yeah, I mean, for you guys that maybe don't watch the ES and want to watch the SPY, there you go. 544 I think is huge here.
It's the low of that range. It's perfect.
You can even pop that a little bit higher into like 545, right? That whole dollar range there looks to be pretty important. Right in here, 545, 544. I'd be watching that. Right, all this demand that stepped up previously, and obviously that high at 553. So I mean, pretty damn nice looking chart, right? I mean, just perfect channel, and you know that there's going to be something that comes out of this channel trade at some point. So
for sure,
patience, right? Patience for that. Either whether you want to trade inside of it or just want to wait for it to get us outside of it.
Yep. When in doubt, zoom out. When you're in doubt of what's going on, a lot of people just get so focused on intraday. When in doubt, zoom out. If you got to zoom out and look at the bigger picture, that'll help tremendously for you to be more patient and wait for the market to really develop for a better setup.
Absolutely. I need to see how many likes do we have on this?
Not enough.
Holy shit. I mean, come on now. 3,500 people, 800 likes. Let's get it going.
Everybody hit that like button.
Hit it. Breaking news. What do we got?
Breaking news. Hit that like button.
Oh, nothing. All right, let's keep going. So after the after this SPY low, just finish up on the SPY here. Under 544, this is your short. This zone right here is what Carmine was talking about on the SPY. It's basically to 539. All right, he's targeting this low volume right here. Is where you can probably get a pretty clean downside move if you can see a nice move underneath and rejection underneath 544 is what I would be watching. Now, if you're ripped today, right? If you're ripped through the highs at 553, I'm targeting 559, which is near that 50 SMA. On the ES, you got a level above on the ES to target. I mean, for me, I have 5650.
ES upside targets?
ES upside, if we get that rip through the
Yeah,
upside channel.
I mean, bigger picture, I don't have any resistance or any supply until 5650s, 5700s.
That's what I have.
So there's just a lot of meat on the bone here to take out
Right.
if this thing actually breaks out with strength.
Agreed. Okay. All right, let's get into the Qs.
Especially if the market's consolidating for a while. I think the longer it takes to compress, the bigger the expansion is going to be when it breaks out.
Of course. So, real quick, we talked about this level last week, and it was, you can see it on the charts, guys. I still have it labeled. It was the must hold for the bulls, right? And so I have it there, and that's 465. You can see that, right? A little bit of a thing here, just to make you understand. I've gotten messages all week. Desi. What are the levels? What are the levels? I'm lost. I can't believe it. Guys, it's the same levels, right? Just because it's a new day doesn't mean that these levels all disappear. 465, it's been there all week. Very clearly still there. I have not touched these charts all week, right? Nothing has changed here. So 465, same level. 462, same level, right? We have that little center of the range here at 469.50. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this. So going to the 15, right, we can see that sort of 19, or for the ES, it's that 50, what was it, 56.17?
Yeah, 56.
55.16, 55.17, that level right there on the ES. That's pretty much right around our QQQ, 469.50, 470, right here. You can see this low right in here. That's where you're pretty much you're reacting off of as we speak. All right, so that's a big spot. You break that, you're probably moving down to that low of the range, like we've been speaking on the rest. Very clearly, 475 above looks heavy. So you can pretty clearly see your range here, right here. 475, 465, that's a very clean 10-point range on the Qs. Do you want to trade in the center of it? I mean, that's the question you got to ask yourself, because, right? Do you when you look at this, do you ever get a little bit, not sketchy,
Itchy.
but
I get itchy to put a trade on sometimes
in the
middle
center?
of. Sometimes I do, because
like it?
when in doubt, I got to zoom out, and sometimes I'm so focused on what's happening intraday.
Oh, I'm saying, okay, so you get itchy during the day, but then you realize, okay, we're in the center of the channel. Maybe, maybe it's not a great
It's
trade.
a 50-50. You can keep going down and keep going up. If the market's balanced like this, you have an equilibrium. So ideally, you want to trade when one side is basically too heavy in the market, and when you're in the middle, not one side is heavier than the other. So,
right. Yeah.
And what I like about how we trade so similarly is that, like, you have these levels and you say, okay, if this level breaks, then we have nothing stopping the market from going to this level.
Yeah.
It's almost like if X level breaks, nothing stopping the market to going to Y. And I think that's such a key thing in the market, is like understanding where like the lines of least resistance are.
Yep.
And saying if this level breaks or we support this level, we got nothing stopping the market to going up or down until the next level of interest.
Exactly. And that's, I mean, you can spot that through
Right on ES,
through
right
the
there.
price action,
Yeah.
right? Because you spot these areas where you just go vertically higher, and price isn't going to hold here if we break under this very key level, right? There's no, oh, maybe it'll hold in the center. Like, the likelihood of it traveling to the next level is very high, right? So that's how you set up your targets. But yeah, we can see as we speak, as we sort of finish up our Qs by ES and Q, we're starting to see the center of that channel hold up a little bit, right around our 55.17. So that's going to be a big spot as the market opens. What do we got? We got 8 minutes till open. You want to jump into some equities?
For sure.
All right, maybe we'll jump into, do we want to jump into, I want to go to the SMH real quick, which is the semiconductor ETF. And I don't know, I know you don't watch this too much, Carmine, but
It's a nice rejection.
yeah, this is what we've been watching, 213. We've been watching all week, all last week, all this week, and you can see how clear this 213 level on the SMH is. And this is just important for the semiconductors this week, right? 213, very clear highs here. Do we want to be long semiconductors right into this high? Was it a good idea to be long right here in semiconductors previously? Probably not. And would I say is it again? No, probably not. But again, a lot of catalysts this week, right? There's going to be plenty of, Desi and Carmine said SMH is going to go off 213, and then, some good earnings comes out and it goes straight up. That's very possible this week, guys. So I would just make sure you understand that, every level that we're talking about here is going to, the catalysts are going to be very important to make sure we're not getting faked out, or we just have to understand that. We have to understand the context, in the market right now, and that is heavy catalyst, heavy overnight risk, heavy headline risk, and levels are good if the catalyst doesn't just, blow through one of them. So 213 definitely big. I know I said we have Qualcomm earnings this week. So Qualcomm, if it's real good, if Qualcomm's, gets pretty hot on earnings, SMH could sort of rip through that 213, and maybe we have ourselves a little breakout on the semiconductors. So that's something to watch. If the semiconductors can break over 213, I would definitely see a pretty nice move here, right? This is sort of a nice target through this range right here. So that's the semiconductors. Tesla, I know Carmine has a nice Tesla share position open that he probably doesn't want me to talk about.
We're sized into Tesla pretty heavy.
But Carmine's up nice on Tesla, so that's good. Good for him. It's been a nice week for Tesla shareholders, but man, we're coming up into a huge spot.
Massive.
Here. 200 SMA, like this 292 spot. Look how big this is.
Make a break.
Yeah, huge. Let me go ahead and clean this up. I'm gonna make this green real quick. But a beautiful hold yesterday. A little bit upset with myself of not catching that trade yesterday, but obviously we were busy, so is what it is. But yesterday, look at this pullback and hold at 275. That was gorgeous. So you have previous highs here, right? Right here, previous highs on Tesla, 275. Look at the downside yesterday, right? And look at that hold right above the 50 and right above that area right there. So that was a beautiful hold there on Tesla yesterday. But this hold needs to get above this high. We have to get above 295 and the 200 SMA here.
Definitely.
Very important. If we can do that, this looks like this got room to me.
It's got room up.
Yeah, definitely. I would say maybe this first little high around 304 area, 304, 310 area, right where these little highs are right here. But I would say ultimately, that's probably the right target right there.
For sure.
Around 320 at this previous low.
Yeah.
So if Tesla starts getting, spicy, Teslita, if we see Teslita come out again, I would say...
It's got a lot of room up.
Yeah, so I would watch Tesla this week.
I feel like it's going to be very dependent on ES&Q as well, though, with this all these catalysts.
Of course.
And the S&P breaking above its major resistance level.
Of course.
Same with the Nasdaq.
But
maybe this supports it.
Yeah. So far, a really nice low that's come in here. 220s, 230s.
Yeah.
Big low. Post earnings, I think the fact that it didn't go lower on earnings was big, right? That it was sort of not a great earnings, but has not, failed to move lower.
Right.
That's always, I'm sure that's something you see when you, that's your.
It's a good sign of accumulation when the market
Exactly.
sells off like this and gets these pops up, pulls back, holds, and keeps popping up.
That's your aggressive buyers, passive sellers.
Exactly.
Action,
So it's in my opinion accumulating.
Yeah. So that's good. So we'll watch that Tesla over the 200. I would also just watch the Tesla 275. All right. 290, not 200, 200 SMA, which is 295, 275, under that 260. I would say a break over this 200 SMA could become a really nice trade.
For sure.
If we get action.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, something to watch. NVIDIA doesn't look like it's got much going on. I don't really like trading up into this high, to be honest. It's just still got some major supply above. You got that SMH. I would say, for me, the only way I'm looking at NVIDIA this week is if the SMH gets over that high. That's sort of what I would, that's how I would structure my thought process here. If NVIDIA can get over, or if the SMH can get over 213, I'd watch NVIDIA to get some moves. This low looks very big, 105. 105 and the daily 20, you can see right here, some clean holds over the last few days. I would keep watching that 105 spot. We got 2 minutes till open. I'm not sure, what other things would you look at in the morning, Carmine? Because we could just flip through equities until the open, but
yeah, so
what else do you sort of see?
I keep it super simple.
Just the ES,
I
right?
just look at ES.
Yep.
I look at the ES order flow.
Yep.
And I look at the volume intraday of what the order flow is telling me. I got
Okay.
my levels on my charts that we just went over.
Yep.
I wait for the market to open. I gauge the volume around my levels,
Yep.
and then I make buy and sell decisions based off what the order flow is telling me. I'm big into just quick scalps, intraday scalps, and I feel like what's happening, the information that we do not currently have, sometimes is more significant than the information that we have on our charts from, let's just say, a week ago, 3 weeks ago. So when the market opens, it's going to give us new information that we can't even plan for right now.
Of course.
Right? Like we might open up and there may be a new key level that forms right now at the 55.30s.
Yeah, I think that's that I see a lot of people get confused about that sometimes. It's like, Desi, where'd that level come from? Like, why'd you just put that on your chart? Well, they form intraday sometimes.
Right.
You start to see spots that start to form that you didn't previously have.
Exactly.
You have to adjust to it.
And I feel like that's going back to what we said earlier, is like knowing the type of trader you are. Like if you're a short-term intraday trader, it's important to be open to new stuff that gets developed intraday and not be so fixated on the levels that you had on your charts from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That when new levels develop, you have to mark them, watch the market around them, and then react accordingly.
Yep.
The market's a mechanism that just presents new information. It's constantly open, it's constantly developing, and you have to read this information and use it to your advantage. And I'm big with that.
1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute till open. How's the chat looking? Oh, we're just spamming tickers?
Spamming tickers. Why, that's a bad thing in your chat?
It's hard to get to all the tickers, my friends. We got 1 minute till open. Let's just quickly look at HIMS because that's my dark horse right there. HIMS, I got 1,500 shares, so that means today we're up 15K already. So there you go. We'll change the thumbnail to up 15,000 on HIMS today on the live stream. But what are you running for?
He wants to get the open.
Oh, we got to get video for the open. 25
we got
seconds.
cameraman Nico. Cameraman Nico, get in frame.
Step in front of the frame. Put your face
Step in
there.
frame.
Don't scare the audience. Hey, don't.
10 seconds to the open.
I'm gonna take a bite of my bagel. Go ahead.
Let's see how the market reacts, how it opens. Damn.
You like that?
10 seconds to the open. What could you do in 10 seconds, Vince?
There it is. I can do a lot. All right.
So just be patient, have your levels, and wait for the market to come up to your levels.
Let's see how we trade within this zone. So I mean, for me, I find it very difficult to want to just like when I have these levels like this. I find it very difficult to want to trade anything between here.
For sure, absolutely.
Like no interest at all.
Absolutely.
And I want you to teach me this today because I don't know what the fuck's going on this screen. I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, so we got a depth of market. I know they can't see my screens, but I got a depth of market and a heat map up.
Could.
And I'm correlating the buying and selling volume around the levels that we just went over, and gauging price action around what buyers or sellers are doing in terms of how they feel the market to be fair, unfair, disadvantage, and it's just, again, a mechanism that's presenting information that we got to use to our advantage.
So your goal today is to just, whenever you see something that you spot, shout it out.
So let's say I see some type of buying activity, right, or selling activity at the 55.35s. I know I said earlier to not trade in the middle, but if a really massive seller steps in, I'm just hypothetically speaking right now at the 35s, I wouldn't mind taking the market short, targeting that 55.16 level.
The low?
Because I know how strong our levels are, and the market likes gravitating towards them.
Yeah.
So if I spot some anomaly or outlier in the data, I don't mind taking the market long or short.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, we're going to hit one of these levels.
Right,
Without a doubt.
absolutely.
So it's like, can you spot which one's going to happen first?
Exactly, and that I spot with the order flow. I kind of use them as magnetic forces where I know the market could easily head.
All right, I like that.
It just puts me in a good position with the footprints of larger participants.
I like that shirt. Get that shirt in the screen.
No,
Just stand right here. Keep going. Look at that shirt.
That's like a walking billboard right there.
You put this thing on I-95 South? Easy $6 grand a month.
All right, so we got a good pop.
Somebody said that was scary.
Stream is delayed. I mean, sure, yeah, of course it's delayed. I mean, it's not much I can do. But, you know, guys, again, you don't come here to just copy a trade and, oh my God, it's off by 50. Like, let's focus on the education, right? It's good. It's good education. Carmine's talking a lot of things that I could learn myself. So we're not so much here to just make sure that, you know, you're following a trade that we're in, but just to understand and read price action together, even if it's slightly delayed.
How does this work? You talk throughout the day, or you like when you're patient and watching something, are you?
No, I mean, when we're trading live on Discord, if I don't see anything, we're just chilling. So you're basically just popping into supply here. Let's take a quick peek at the NQ. See what else is going on. And oh, look at this bounce on NQ, right off 19.4. Oh, I mean, that's money. Look at this. Sick.
Mm.
Anyone long NQ 19.4 in the chat? 19.4 NQ, beautiful. So our levels are absolutely spot on there. Tesla popping a little bit. I mean, nothing I would really trade into that supply high. Nvidia. I mean, definitely strong holds coming in at the lows. What's Apple up to? Apple 209. We'll wait for a Carmine alert when he sees something. He's over there staring at the charts. How's the SMH look? SMH sort of weakening. Sideways. Not much yet. I'm short, I'm long, I'm short, I'm long. Who's taking 20 trades already? All right, so hold on. I'm spotting something here. We're starting to reject these pre-market lows here. Take a look at this.
Yep.
What is that? What are you seeing there? Yeah, look at this. Hold on. What is that on the ES?
It's like,
You see anything there on the ES around 55, 55.40?
no.
No? 55.40. I would just sort of monitor what goes on here. 55.40, that's the doubled bottom in the pre-market.
Yeah, the problem is the tape is more red right now, but the market's kind of not dropping. Like you would want to see a lot of this red come in.
How much more profitable would we be if we traded together every day?
We might kill it even more. What do you say, like 5x the profits?
We should do that. We should like just open up a fucking.
Yeah,
I would love to do that. If I like something and he saw something, I'd love that.
It's funny because sometimes we'll call each other after the market closes, and you'll be like, "How'd you do today?" And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, you shorted the S&P," and you'll be like, "Oh, you shorted the 55.50 level." I'll be like, "Yep." And we're like, "We took the same damn trade."
It'd be nice. I would just feel more confident throughout the day. Yeah, because he's looking at like something a little bit different, sort of like perfect confirmations of two different things.
Right.
Buy a house together. We should buy like a.
Here comes a new prop firm?
Fuck
Absolutely
that.
not.
Fuck that.
Absolutely not.
We're not sellout Miami boys here. We're in Miami, but we're not sellouts. 55.40. Look at this.
What's the Nasdaq doing? Is it rejecting that?
Yeah, I mean, perfect off this little. I mean, that's breaking retest central, but here's the problem. Do I take that trade right into this wick low area? Not really. I mean, that's just dangerous, right? One candle wicks you straight out.
Yeah.
So again, it's right in the center of the channel. Shorts are breaking retest of these lows, but do I want to trade in the middle of this channel? No, right? Because I don't have confidence that it's going to continue lower there. It's just not a major spot. As it seems like Carmine can confirm, he's not seeing anything at that spot. So
I'm not seeing anything significant.
anything significant, which is what we need to see.
I'm actually seeing a lot of volume built up at the highs here. And usually when there's a lot of volume built at the highs, it's a good indication that the market's wanting to discover new prices after the reaction.
Right. So what's that 242 negative delta on 55.35?
Right here?
Yeah.
That just means there's 468 contracts that hit the offer, 721 hit the bid.
Okay.
So if you do ask minus bid,
Yeah.
416 minus 557, you're going to get
So there's a negative delta.
a negative delta. That just means there's more aggressive selling at that level than aggressive buying.
Okay.
So if you see, let's just say like a lot of aggressive buying at these pre-market lows, like if I saw a lot of buying here
Yeah.
and the market's not breaking out,
Yeah.
I would then look to short these pre-market lows like you're talking about.
Okay.
But I don't really see anything significant. In
So
fact,
you're looking for buyers, and then you're looking for it to fail to make the move.
I'm looking to see who's going to get
And then they'll
basically, I
get
can curse on
trapped.
this live stream or no?
Yeah, you curse a little bit.
I'm looking to see who's going to get fucked.
Right.
And whoever's going to get fucked is where there's a lot of pain, and that's where there's a lot of gain for us.
You're spotting traps.
Exactly. Where people are buying that are going to get screwed.
Yep.
And where people are selling, they're going to get screwed. A lot of people buy into resistance. Like they'll wait for a breakout above a resistance level, and that's just a perfect trap.
I mean, this is definitely getting stuck at 55.40.
Yeah, it's definitely getting stuck, for sure. We have data, at 10 a.m.?
Let me double check. You got it?
No, I can check.
All right. I think it was 10. Chat might be able to get that quick. That's an absurd comment I just saw in that Discord.
By the kids?
No, in your Discord.
We have, consumer confidence.
Consumer confidence, 10 o'clock. All right, so clearly 55.40, but I still just don't see anything that you'd want to be aggressive on here.
Yeah, see, you got Dylan updating in the Discord right now.
Oh, Dylan.
He must have heard us.
Thanks, Dylan. We should get him on here.
If anybody's in this watching from the Investor Trade Discord, Dylan is the man.
I mean, look at this failure. I mean, pretty clean failure on NQ. Look at this. I mean, enough to take something, right? You're right back into the 19.4 lows. Let's see if we break these lows here. So really clean rejections right now. Pre-market lows, will break and retest action. Guess enough for a scalp, right? But a little bit sweaty. ES really not following as much. Actually, NQ is NQ divergent a little bit, bearish. Moving down a little bit more than ES. Back into the lows on the pre-market. But look at this wick off these lows. Yeah, you got right into that 19.4 again.
Yeah, I find it hard to short this.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Right into these lows for sure.
And longer term, zooming out, we have to look. We're still
Yeah.
above that major support level under us.
Yep. What are equity? Whoa,
What's Tesla doing?
Tesla fell off a little bit. The 200 SMA causing some rejections. Look at that. Yeah, nice fails. 200 SMA. Not bad on Tesla. Back to 275, I'd say, if markets continue. Nvidia not doing much. Apple holding 209. Amazon not doing much. What's him? Oh shit! Look at that Google rejection. 163.
I think our Wi-Fi is bugging.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know if the stream's still going.
Uh-oh.
My Wi-Fi is, it's not even like loading.
Let me check. We gone?
No? Wow, look at this pop. I mean, I don't know if I'm delayed severely, but we just popped.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're down. Maybe. My shit's working. Yeah, look at this pop. It's a little delayed, but I think we'll be all right. I think it's working through it. I can't see the fucking chat. What's the chat say? Good?
What's up? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, look at this pop off those. Look at that Nasdaq low that held. So pretty good call. Let's not short into those lows, even though that short-term rejection came in. Look at this 19.4 low. Big bounce off that low. Not interested. You're just straight back into the 50. Yeah. So I mean, this is a classic, guys. This is a classic first 30 before data. You gotta relax. You gotta wait for something to show up. Wait for an edge. Wait for a sign. You're just trapped between two major levels here. Seeing something?
No, it's like not updating fast.
The Wi-Fi. Yeah.
We need the Starlink.
Yeah, it's at home.
We need the Starlink.
Wish I could see the chat. Looks like we're all right.
No, we're good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's read some chat here.
How much is the rent at the trade house? You're doing trade boot camps. Should we do boot camps?
I mean, in person something would be cool. Any thoughts on NVIDIA? We'll go to that in a second. Let's keep going. Let's scroll up. What else we got? Anything? No stream, can't trade. That's right. Shorts paying.
Shorts are definitely not paying.
Short term, maybe. Guys, we're sitting at a. We understand we need wired. We're sitting at an Airbnb right now. We're working with what we got here.
Yeah.
So another just fail up at that range high.
Could do this.
I mean, the fact that we're running right now on 3,800 people on this Wi-Fi, I think it's like 25 megabytes. It's real bad, but it's not bad. Oh, there we go. Green screen background, yes sir. I'll go outside. You can probably still hear me out here. It's fucking wavy out. It's nice out.
Somebody said it's your fault yesterday I lost.
What?
Somebody said it was your fault that they lost yesterday.
That's Marvin.
If your TV is on Wi-Fi stream, not cable, shut it off and conserve bandwidth. Great idea.
Smart man. Turn that shit off. Maybe unplug it too. Unplug it.
No.
No?
No.
I like that.
I wonder if people can hear me chewing.
Hell of a green screen. That's Tex. What's up, Tex?
So for me, a level is developing now.
Yeah? What do you see?
Those pre-market lows that you just were
it.
looking for the rejection
On an, oh, yeah, yeah.
on ES,
Yeah.
it's forming the strong buying out of it is leaving like what I call a low volume node.
Yeah, yeah.
It's developing. So I would watch that previous pre-market low
5540.
and that rally candle
Yep.
around like 5540, 5541.
Yep.
If it could hold, I mean, I got nothing till on my charts
60s.
until the
50s.
55s,
I see that.
60s,
Yeah.
58s.
I got like 53. Yeah, I would say 53.
How big is this green screen? I forgot.
It was a lot, man. We rented it. Look at this 53. You got this?
Yeah,
53.
that could be a good target. I mean, we're close to it, but
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind the 5540 hold here. If we can get a pullback into that. Low volume node is basically just a retest right into that low volume area. That's sort of the same thing we look for, that retest into 5540. Let's see if we can play out something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, a pre-market low. Yeah, it's not there. It was a previous double bottom low in the pre-market, right? Yeah, not the exact pre-market low. Well, avocado toast.
What?
No, I'm good. $15 minutes till data.
See, I wouldn't mind a pullback into the 40s, 41s.
Yeah. Where's the node at? I see it. Yeah.
I wouldn't even mind to the 37s.
You looking at this?
Yeah, I would watch this general. I wish we could show them. I would watch this general range
We
right
can.
here.
We can show them. Watch this. How's the stream look?
How do you make it bigger? Because you're going to see it in the corner.
Oh yeah, I'll make it bigger. There we go. Look at this shit.
Yeah, so this is the solar system
anything
chart.
we can't look at here? Any account numbers or anything?
No.
No?
This is just used for
Yeah.
data. I do not execute off this. So this is just so similar to a 1 minute chart. We can see the period of consolidation right here that we see on a 1 minute. And we see the breakout. Now we see the aggressive buying stepping in. So if we look,
Show them the node.
so if we look at the depth of market here, we could see these 5540s, 5541s is an area of lower volume in this range. And this was the start of the initiation move to the upside.
Yeah, I see that.
And despite that, this is also previous high here,
Yep.
previous low
we're
intraday, and now we're ripping up. So I mean,
Ripped right into 50.
as it keeps going up into resistance, it obviously becomes a little less
Interesting.
valid because we're hitting our target before it pulls back into the level.
So we basically never got anything back into this zone right
never, yeah.
But I mean, if you go, yeah, NQ, pretty nice long on NQ off that pre-market low, which was that our 19.4 level. What a rip. But you're coming into some NQ supply here. Again, just channel trading. You can see how's that fail look? Oh, look at that, 53 on the dot.
Yeah.
53 on the dot. Check, make sure that this
You go ahead.
looks good.
Why don't you show them our fantastic tripod? You want to see our tripod?
How you like that?
That's our tripod right there.
Spending all the money on the grease street.
What do we did this?
Go ahead. Yeah, put it down like that.
Good?
Yeah, go a little more. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. I feel like I'm on Trader TV. And we got 4,300 in here. Nice. Press the like button.
Press the like button for that tripod right there.
That's right.
A Toomey luggage and a thing of knives.
Oh, I gotta show him my shirt. This shirt's sick.
Your shirt?
It's a transfusion. You know what a transfusion is?
Yeah.
Locker, baby. Hey, you should fucking Copa shirt first.
Yeah. All right, so 55.53 was our level. It's all right. Pull up the chat. $360 green screen. Transgender shirt. Yep, that's it. It's good. $19.4 to $19.5 done. Nice job trading Arsenal. There you go, man. A little 19.4 long. $55.60. Yeah, look at that. We're gonna. Let's see if we get through 55.60 here. NQ though, big divergence on it. See, this is where this gets tough, right? So this is something we need to talk about real quick. So you got the ES, right? ES getting relatively close to these range highs at 55.60. You honestly, what do you think about moving this up here? You'd move up into the 74s, right?
Yeah,
you sort of have to encompass that. No?
I would not, yeah, because at this point, you would probably go break that high to pick up liquidity.
Yeah, I mean, you have so much. I mean, I would move that up 55.74. I would not want to be messing with those highs up there, and you're still under 19.6, 19.620, 19.630. I mean, you're still just in the range. But I mean, 19.4 was our level before the market opened, and a very nice reaction off our 19.4 today so far. So not a bad long off that 19.4 NQ. That's a day's done. That's a day's work right there.
China waives tariffs on U.S. imports.
Ethane. Thanks, Dylan. Damn, we got a big drop off on viewers. Where'd they go?
I got a huge
What do you got?
latency spike.
Oh, really?
Ethane imports.
Yeah.
Desi Riz.
I love Eric. Eric's a good guy. What's up, Eric? You can move your stream over, like it's like behind. You know, like that. Yeah, you can pull that. There you go. All right, so big fail of what, 55.60?
My charts are lagging. Yeah.
55.60?
Yep.
I mean, it's this whole zone for me. Just a range today. gonna read that one. 55.60 to 55.15. So both our levels we came into the day with both getting tapped. So we talked about before the market opened that we're gonna have to move to one of these levels, right?
Definitely.
So it looks like we've
Right
done
there.
that. And now we got 7 minutes until, is it Jolts?
Consumer,
Jolts?
yeah. There's gonna be some volatility right around this 10 a.m. Obviously with the data.
That is Jolts, yeah, and consumer confidence. Job openings and consumer confidence. 10 o'clock. Damn, 5,200 people.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I don't know how this is running on, on this Wi-Fi. This would be a great... Popping is in. Yeah, I mean, just...
Yeah, as it gets closer to data, let's just say your target doesn't hit. If the market's trading near like where you entered or where I entered, I de-risk myself. I'll take some size off, or I'll just get out of that trade because holding into data is a complete gamble. No one knows if it's going to go up or down.
Yep.
It could easily go against you. It could easily go with you. You can make a lot of money. You could lose a lot of money.
It could go with you for 5 seconds too and then
Yeah.
absolutely smack you. Again, just not a trade worth the risk. That's at the end of the day. It's just that's what you think about. Not worth the risk. Bagel's not as good as New York.
Definitely not.
Hopefully they can't hear me chewing.
No, so with data coming out, would this be a good short to risk the high a day? The problem is getting in 4 minutes before data. Let's say you're short right now. Okay, it could drop before data, it could drop after data. But what if data comes out and the thing rips past the high a day and it doesn't even give you a chance to stop out? So,
See, like that's like we talk about like, oh, have your stop. It's a right to take a loss, right? But that's an irrational loss, right?
it's a gamble. I mean, if you want to gamble, if you don't want to do sports betting and you want to put a couple bucks into this, for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, it's a complete gamble, and that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, we're not here to tell you what to gamble.
You definitely don't gamble.
It's an irrational loss. That's not a good trade.
Yeah,
loss.
it's putting yourself in a position to lose a higher percentage of the time.
Yeah.
Gambling.
So could it work? Sure. What did they say about Nico? Something about Nico. When's Nico dropping that chat? Some copas. Oh, yeah. Do you know that guy or no?
No, yeah, I do actually. Jeff? I do
Jeff?
know Jeff, yes, I do. What's up, Jeff? Someone wants to deliver some acai bowls? Listen, if you want to deliver some acai bowls, I'm down for that.
We're going F1. I don't know, maybe. You should come back for F1.
Yeah.
Tesla's just in the middle of the range for me. There ain't nothing here.
Yeah, see now it's a new level's developing. I'll explain it after data just in case it skews it completely, but as the market's open, as it's trading, new information gets developed. And you got to read that information and use it to your advantage.
We're still looking for that pullback into the 40s, right?
Yeah, I like a pullback, but let's see after data.
Yeah.
We don't know if data is going to cause a major volatile move, what it's going to do.
Oh, I might need to plug in my computer soon. What are we at?
I'm losing battery.
Are you?
I'm plugged in.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm at 41. I think I'll be
You're
all
plugged
right.
in, no?
No.
You can't reach over there?
Doesn't reach.
Well, we don't need the TV.
That's true. Plug yours in then.
You're right.
All right, what do we got in the chat here? Bull trap. I mean, you're right into supply. Put cannons on. Love cannons.
Should be good now. Can we run a poll in the YouTube chat? Say up or down?
I think we can.
We're gonna run a poll in the YouTube chat.
My chat's fucked up though.
And I want to see who is bullish, who is bearish,
There we go.
who's long, who's short. I just want to see the general consensus.
Start a poll. Move. What's your bias?
Somebody said that's me in the window behind you waving.
There's no way.
Imagine.
Does this work? It's not-
YouTube.
It's not gonna
poll?
work.
No?
No, my shit's, it's all messed up. I don't really understand why, but it is.
Somebody said put a Lambo and a Porsche in the room.
All right, so 55.60 failing
Seems
here
like a
before
lot
data.
of people are wanting the market to come down.
I mean, you're up at that 55.60, but overall, larger term, I'd say it's.
I like that answer. Don't care, just gonna react to the direction. I like that
That's
answer.
what we're looking for right there.
I like that. Let's see.
How many of you can sit back and watch the charts without having your hand on the mouse? If you can't do that yet, we need to move. We need to get better at letting something develop, not feeling like you have to be a part of it. Very important. Keep getting like huge changes in concurrent viewers, but it's probably
I think
it's just YouTube. Goes from like 3,200 to like 5,500.
Yeah.
18,000 views though. Oh.
Oh. If we hold these 40s.
Oh, this could be yeah. Let's see if these 40s hold. You're getting your trading out. Carmine's getting his trading software out here. 55.40's trying to hold. I just still wouldn't, like me personally, I wouldn't trade that.
It's in the middle, right?
I wouldn't do it.
Let's see.
I mean, there might be something that spots that it's going to break the highs, right? Something on the, what you're watching, volume profile, but just me personally, guys, I wouldn't take this trade. But that's, I'm very interested to see what Carmine finds. This is good for, I'm very intrigued if he sees something. But this is just a classic, chop and no momentum, but you are seeing it get bid up. Rated R 55.40 too.
I wish I knew if this was accurate and it's not like behind or like lagging.
What makes you think that?
Because it keeps dropping off.
It says 10:01:13.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I think it's up to date.
I think it's good.
It's moving pretty quick. Should we get another POV here?
Small laugh, man.
Tesla's popping. Yeah. Semis are popping. I think you're right about your 40s. But I don't know, man. That 60 concerns me.
I mean, if it holds these 40s, 37s, I don't see why we're not going to go break those highs.
Right. I mean, you have your risk, right?
What's the highs up there? What is that we had? The 70s?
73s. Yeah, I mean, you have your risk. I like it. Starting to see like a little consolidation above the 40s, above these highs right here. 40s. You got your little retest of that high. That's exactly what we're looking for. Happened through data. with options though, here's where it differs, right? If you get like this move here on options, like maybe 7 points, it's just not going to be enough.
It's not gonna be enough, exactly.
It's not enough.
Versus futures.
Yeah, I mean,
you scale in with 30 contracts.
7 points isn't bad.
It's good. $1,500 a point.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely seeing the action on the bottom side of these candles getting wicked higher. Let's see what the NQ is looking like. Yeah, I mean, look at the NQ here. Take a look at this, Carmine, on NQ.
Wow. Yeah, this looks very good. I mean, a clean bounce off that low volume node that we were just showing.
Yeah.
I mean, clean bounce. Yeah, it's a shame it occurred right on news. I agree with that. I agree. The ROI on options, it's hard to say ROI on futures because they're just highly leveraged instruments. You trade on margin basically. You're trading a multi-million-dollar contract for $400, it could be with some brokers. So it's hard to say ROI on futures versus options.
Yeah, because you're not really putting in a dollar. Like it's like
Exactly, yeah, you're using margin.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, with futures, like it's how much you lose is how much per contract.
Right.
It's not like I put 20,000 in this.
Right. Do I look at the Nasdaq while trading ES? Me personally, I do not. I just look at the S&P tape, S&P chart.
Looks like you're gonna push into the 60s.
And there's the push. I mean, that's a solid. Pros and cons of this. Pro was we had that level at the 40s, bounced perfectly.
Yeah.
Con of it was it done right at news, and it's hard to get an entry right at the 10 a.m. news on that drop. It really is.
Yeah.
Truthfully. So, I mean, solid bounce reading the levels, just not solid in terms of the time that move happened. And now you're getting the impulsive move up. That would have been a nice setup if anybody took that pullback long.
Here's a good question for you.
Yeah.
Just to be, as you guys know, we're honest people. Would you have taken that if you were not on the YouTube live stream?
No, honestly, probably not. You know why? Because it was done right at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And off that data, okay, it bounced there perfectly. We looked after the fact.
Yeah.
But what's stopping the market from dropping from there? Right at that 10 a.m. I mean, that drop happened.
Yeah, it's happened on the data.
Realistically, 1 second after data, it
Yeah.
bounced there perfectly.
Yeah.
So probably not, truthfully. But if that was done not based off data, absolutely. That's like a bread and butter setup for me.
Yeah.
That's like a perfect A+. That's literally what we talked about on the podcast this weekend, was this setup right here.
Right. Yeah, it's a ripper.
That's a ripper, man.
Nice.
Ah,
Read it right, man.
yep.
It's good. Can't be upset about that. Damn.
Someone's up $2,000 on 2 contracts. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys made money on that, boom, boom, baby. Love it. Fucking beautiful Nasdaq hold. Look at that. 19.4 money today. We found. See, like this is an intraday level, right? That we found
Exactly.
today.
Yeah.
And-
We didn't plan for that level before,
No.
but that was something that
And
got
you-
developed intraday.
And you spotted it. Actually, we started spotting it because of the rejection, early morning. Then we got this squeeze higher, creating that low volume node, or what some would call a fair value gap. Right? We want to look for the retest. Right? So basically, how this worked is, we have our lows here. Right? We had a rejection come in, but ultimately we squeezed above it. Got our squeeze through. We don't want to chase that squeeze. So we were looking for a comfortable pullback that gave us an ideal entry point right back towards that 55.40. Now, what Carmine is alluding to is that the pullback happened on a data candle, which just makes it just difficult to execute, right? I mean, anyone's going to have some hesitation there off that data candle. You know, if this would have pulled back nice and slow, gave us some really nice clear action at that 40, that would have been a great trade. But it was a good trade, just hard to execute when it's on that data.
At this rate, we're most likely going to go sweep the pre-market lows.
Pre-market
I
highs.
would, or pre-market highs.
Yeah.
I would say that's a higher probability event occurring.
I mean, a hold over 55.74 should get you pretty interested here. No?
I wouldn't even mind looking for a sharp pullback into the 55s right now.
Like a sweep at the highs and short?
If it aggressively pulls back right now, just impulsively into the 60s, 55s,
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't mind trying it for the pre-market highs. But I will not be buying the breakout at the 70s, going for a 75 target.
It's just too vertical at the moment.
Yeah, it's way too vertical. Every trade you look at, you got to look at before you enter. Does it make sense in terms of risk to reward? If you're buying a breakout and you get long, where are you placing your stop loss in relation to where your target is?
Right.
If it's too much risk, not as much reward, it's a setup that even if it looks fantastic, I wouldn't take.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many characteristics of that pullback that just happened. I mean, you could even call a little 5-minute flag long there.
Someone's up $1,500 on ES, amazing 55.40 hold level we were talking about.
That's awesome, man. Love it.
Took 20 SPX calls and made 14,000.
Damn. Holy shit. Press the goddamn like button. All right, so now we're up at the 55.78. Now we're up with those highs. So you would target a pullback because of that sharp spike?
Well, I would look to only long a pullback. I wouldn't look to long this breakout.
I'm
right
sorry, you would look to short that push into the highs for a sharp pullback.
here. At this
Potentially.
rate, with all the buying that we're seeing, most likely not.
Yeah. I need some water.
Yeah, good luck finding the water.
Yeah. It's fucking nothing in here.
Nope. I door dashed water and coffee and didn't bring it.
Am I drinking the sink water?
No, no way. Drink your coffee.
I don't want that.
Nothing in there. I used it for my face this morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
Banana?
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't long into this level either. Now that we swept the lows, would I be interested in shorting pre-market highs? I'm not going to say I'm against shorting pre-market highs. It's just that the buying activity is so strong intraday that you're kind of going against those flows. If we didn't have the buying activity that we saw in the first 30 minutes, I would be more open to that. But because there's significant buying volume, I would need those buyers to go underwater. I would need those buyers to kind of get puked out of their long position because they're all factored in from this rally and nobody's really hurting yet or nobody's in trouble. If we start going into the 40s, I would possibly consider...
What about 55?
The 55s are nice.
Look at that 55 right here.
The 55s are nice.
Looking for that. Right, that'd be your... Is there a node there? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
A little bit?
yeah,
Yeah, right there, 55 to 60.
yeah.
Yeah,
It won't be as significant as the initiation
of course.
move that occurred there.
Yeah, and you're also closer to the highs.
Exactly.
So does the risk make sense?
It would make sense if you're long going to pull back at the 60s, going for the 75s.
Yeah.
If you could put your stop loss under like the 55s, 57s. I mean, going on the S&P, zoom out a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at all those rejections here at this
Yeah.
level of resistance. I mean, every single time we popped into it, it's failed.
Yeah, I mean, I can't trade in this range. It's just not me. But there's, a little bit more surgical action going on that sort of tailors into what Carmine's looking at. I'm looking, for me, I want that nice easy trade, right? I want that nice hold above the high, break below this low that held this morning, let it flow, start to get the action, start to trend.
Listen, if those 55.40s happened, not off data,
Yeah,
that's an easy trade.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was clean.
Can I get the camera and show them?
Yeah, sure, grab it. I mean, look at the 55s right now. You don't gotta ask me what to do. Let me turn the stream onto the, hold on.
So the big thing that we were looking at was I'll make this full screen. Was here's the 9:30 open.
Yep, you're good.
Right there. There's the market rallying up. Can you put a 1 minute chart on your screens?
1 minute chart?
Yeah.
Let me, you know what I'm gonna do? Hold on a second. We're gonna make this real nice.
So I'm gonna put up a 1 minute chart so you could kind of see the difference, but we had the market moving up. And on this move up.
Bear with us, hold on, Carmine.
On this move up here, if you gotta go back into the live stream.
Hold on, I'm gonna fuck you up, hold on. Look at this hold right now.
It's holding those 55s?
Yeah, look at the 55. Alright, let me get this nice.
So
I don't know if they're gonna be able to see that, but.
he's got the 1 minute chart up. I'm trying to.
Where do you want it? I'm gonna zoom in really into it. How's that?
It's okay, it's fine.
Yeah?
This is similar to a 1 minute chart.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Right? So it's
Right here, right?
where his cursor is and my hand is this area right here. So this is just showing the volume behind the candlesticks.
Yep.
As the market rallied up,
Which is this rally right here.
which is this rally right here, if we look at the shape of the volume profile, let me see, we would see 55.40s,
Yep.
55.41 is an area of lower volume in this range. So this becomes a level of interest.
The lower volume is because of these straight green candles.
Exactly, the
See all
straight
these right
aggressive
here?
moves up. They're so violent, they're so aggressive.
All right.
The market continues to rally up,
Yep.
and then we get the pullback perfectly right here
Into that area.
into the 55.40s. And if I were to zoom in, it really goes into the 55.38s, 39s.
37.50.
37.50. So it pulled back perfectly. But if you look at the time of this occurring, it's right at the 10 a.m.
Yeah.
data.
Yep.
This is a perfect quality setup if it was not directly at data. This is something
Yeah.
that I look for on a daily basis. Spotting the large buyers, the market's bouncing off a level of demand, pulling back into where the buying activity formed, and then capitalizing on a strong upside move up as well.
I want to make something clear to everyone, right? And I'm not going to discount what Carmine's talking about. But again, this is that whole concept. What he's talking about is sort of the confirmation you need to take that trade. It's really a break and retest, right? You're breaking higher. You're creating that low volume node, right? You're looking for a retest to come back in and fill that area, right? And that could be your confirmation on the retest, right? Because you're retesting that morning rejection area, right? Sort of the same.
It's the same concepts.
It's what gives you the confirmation, what gives you that little jolt in the ass to say that's it.
Is that good?
Right? Yeah, that's good. All right, what gives you that little thing that makes you want to enter the trade? Right, because at the end of the day, that's a break, retest, and now it's the same. You guys that follow me in the Discord, that trade live with me, that's a hard retest to trade, right? Because the same reason. Look at how aggressive it was, and I mean, look at the rejection we're getting here. So again, just sort of staying stuck. What's the chat have to say?
Let's see what the chat says. Carmine's trading with some alien tech visuals. My puppy just woke up listening to Carmine's wisdom.
What's the last one say?
Draw the blinds.
Yeah.
So much info to look, hard to place trade having so much info. It's actually
You just got to get used to it.
simple info.
You got to get used to it. It's hard to when you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Go to the very bottom.
On a break and retest, where's your confirmation for entry? Do you get in on bullish candle close?
I mean that's why it was hard, because the bullish candle close was a data candle, right?
Yeah.
So that's just difficult for me. Like
I have a love-hate relationship, or I would say I have more of a hate relationship with candle closures. I know you'll probably disagree with that.
no, I won't. I'm saying no, because really it's the price action, reading the price action of the candle. Not really. I don't really care about the close of it.
How it's developing, how it's painting.
I don't care what
Yeah.
it closes at. I just want to know what it looks like. What's the price action look like? So I read the price action through the candle.
Exactly. Waiting for a candle closure is irrelevant. What does time have to do with
it's
anything?
got
Watch
nothing.
how the candles are printing and developing
If
in
you're
real time.
waiting for candle closures, it could be 20 points past risk reward where it doesn't even make sense anymore, right?
Yeah.
If you're waiting for a 5-minute candle to close, that could be,
So you see how kind of like here we had that.
you're starting to get a little hold in there.
No, you see how we had the low volume, right?
Yeah.
And then as I move this over volume develops more,
Yeah.
and it kind of like removes the low volume.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That kind of means that this move is like
Just dying
is
out.
just dying out. Yeah, is like volume is building. Before it pulled back into those 40s and it bounced perfectly.
Right.
Now it's kind of dying out. And when I see the volume build like that, I'm not really sticking with that.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, right, Carmine? I mean, for something to move large, it's moving off low volume, right?
Yeah.
So if you start to get heavy, if the tape. What did it say? Jesus, Java, take it easy, man. What did I wanted to get up for something. I forgot what it was. Oh, water, even though we still don't have any.
Do not drink the sink water. Still holding those 55s, but oh man, that's funny.
I want to be on the beach right now.
Oh geez,
What happened?
I clicked something off. Yeah, so look at that. I mean, it's a perfect example, right? Really low volume,
Yeah.
develops, builds volume, builds volume, builds volume. Not relevant to me. I wouldn't have confidence it's gonna hold here.
All right. I like that. Yeah, I mean, so like, it's so funny, man, because like, I would have the same read through a different way, right? These two candles,
The wicks.
the higher wicks would give me that exact read, right? It's funny. It's funny how you can come to the same conclusion through different things. Yeah, I mean, how do you long back into that?
The problem with shorting this though too is that if I'm short here at the 53s, my stop's got to be at the high of day,
Yep.
or
Yeah.
it's just too much risk. You know,
Yeah,
it would have been better to short the high of day.
You almost have to put a stop over 78.
Carmine, I took short and grabbed points down, made some money. Do you scalp like that? Absolutely. Next week we need to do this show on a boat. Should we do it on a boat? Should you come to Jersey and we go on the boat?
Maybe with the Starlink.
We could do it with the Starlink.
Next week I am going to Rufus in Miami again. I'll be here again.
Stop hating on sink water. Sink water is good if you're from New York. Florida, in a high-rise building, I don't know. You guys both made me so more confident in the market. Carmine with order flow and Dom, and Vince with break and retests. That's the goal.
Nice, man. Congrats.
Drop a like on the stream if we should do a live trading on a boat.
Also the in-person. Or we won't talk about that.
Can't talk about that yet.
All right. Do some live trading in Medellin. Oh, you know what? The inside of that fridge might have a water dispenser.
The inside?
Yeah, some fridges have them on the inside.
Nice rejection.
Nope. Oh yeah, it does.
It does?
It says water filter. Where is it? Oh, it's just a water filter for the ice. What in the fuck?
Live trading while skydiving.
Yo, someone look up model code Samsung RF22A4121SR.
Do I ever include the Asia session in the analysis? Yes. You do too, Vince.
Yeah, I look at the whole pre-market.
I don't classify London session, Asia session, New York session.
That's Forex stuff.
It's overnight, pre-market,
Yeah.
intraday.
Yeah. Nice rejection back into the 40s. See, now hold on here, right? Would this be another opportunity to long the 40s, or is it different now?
It's
the
much-
context
it's much
is different, right?
It's much different.
I agree.
Imagine longing at the 40s and taking profits in the supply zone. You're talking 30 points. $1,500 a point with significant size is in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Not even in 10 minutes.
What would you have to see here to get interested? Or would you just not be interested?
I actually don't mind it.
Yeah, I mean, it's there again.
I don't mind it.
Might get my E-Trade open.
Don't do it.
No, I'm not ready for it, but I might just have it open. Oh shit, I gotta use my phone. I need the security. No. Not sure we're getting it open here. It's a double door, open the front door for water. I don't see it. No, it's not that one with the double thing. Too much yap, not enough trading. Get him out. Get him out. What do you want to trade here? You tell me. Tell us what to trade. I would actually think the move would be more aggressive if you fail this 55.40 level, right?
Right.
And then you look to see the trap buyers above fail that back into like the 55.17s. I would be interested in that more personally. I'd look for something like this, right? Man, I sort of want to get the E-Trade open.
An hour in, I got nothing. How are you feeling? Kind of mixed, right?
I mean, we're right in the center of a channel, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know. I mean,
Trade brigade.
Look at this. TB's here. Oh, there he is. An hour in, I got nothing. Love it. Hold on, let me read him. I like TB. How you feeling, fellas, doing this morning? Appreciate that, TB. Next time we'll have you here.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, guys, of course, you know, we come on this stream, of course, wish there was some more action, but, I mean, this is an interesting break to me. Hold on here. Let's see if we can get a clear fail below this 55.40. Yeah, another wick there. See, like, this is where I start to watch the action, right? If I could see a clear fail under this level and a wick rejection, a retest rejection here, I would be interested. But it would be a scalp only. Hold on, but I gotta check the NQ. Is the NQ close 19.4? NQ, see, this is the problem, right? Look at NQ. NQ still above these lows. See, that would instantly invalidate my idea. So, like, how do I short the ES into this, right? Can't short the ES into 19.465 on NQ.
Still above it.
So that would instantly invalidate that, and it just becomes too tight. It's just the truth of the matter. It becomes too tight. Then if you wait for a fail under 465 on NQ, then you're only 65 points from the 400 lows. This is just, again, just channel trading at its best. Is it worth it? You guys that are, if you're there, oh, where's the trade? What's the trade, right? This is how we end up losing. I'd rather not take a trade than take some stupid trade and lose today. We got to remember that. How's the ES look?
It's looking weak.
Yeah, getting under that 55.40. Let's go dual screen here. So look at this discrepancy here. You got ES at that double bottom low. You got Nasdaq above it. Coming into it though, pretty quick. Is that enough meat on the bone? I don't think so. Look at this wick at 40.
For sure.
You gotta check out at 11.
Huh?
Check out 11. So this is tough, right? So I would like the rejection under 40 here. But then I'm looking at this Nasdaq coming right into the double bottom low. So the risk is the Nasdaq holding this, just faking you out on this fail under 40. That would be my concern here. Yeah, yep. See if you spot anything that shows a fail here at 40, Carmine.
Yeah, I'm watching. I like above the 45 though.
You'd like to long above 40
No,
again?
if it rejects.
At 45? These previous lows. Yeah, you're starting to get the 40 rejection. That's your risk on the NQ.
Still holding above it.
Right. That's a discrepancy there. Is that a bullish SMT? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, that's what you call it, right?
Go to the chat. Is this a bullish SMT? I don't know the smart boy concepts. Yeah, I mean, look. Spot on. It's a little trap there. Look at NQ.
Little divergence.
Yeah. Could be lower high though on ES, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like you got to clear. For me, I got to clear out that Nasdaq low. At least that's how I wouldn't feel confident without clearing out that Nasdaq low. Personally.
U.S. Commerce Secretary to speak on CNBC at 2 p.m., then Trump speaking at 2:10.
Can't take that trade. I can't. I can't. You can't short into that Nasdaq low for me. Still just a channel trade, example of, for me, no trade for sure. I'm very happy, very content. I don't feel like I've missed anything. Maybe that first 40 long, but I don't know if I would have taken that.
Yeah.
How's the Discord doing? What's up, my friends? YouTube stream done? That's it? No?
No, we're good.
Yeah, look at this. Back of a 40, reclaim 40.
If this pulls back into the 40s, I
Need
think
long?
I would try a long, yeah. 41s.
I need my phone for a second.
Do you?
Yeah. We might need to. I gotta log into the broker. No?
Go ahead.
I disconnect the. I don't think they'll see us. You probably can't see us, right? Oh, they can still see us. All right, temporary pause on the screen share because I need to log into my E-Trade account and I need authentication. Damn, up 8K on HIMS today. All right, let's get it back on. I don't want that. Fuck. How do I get my phone back on? That's the big question.
Is it not coming up?
No. What is it? It's a capture. No, it's a
Video capture.
Video capture.
I mean, at this rate, I know
Damn.
Vince doesn't have your charts on.
Yeah, I got the charts on.
I would be watching a pullback into the 47s to 40s. If that could be supported, I'd put my risk under the 40s to 37s, going for a high day breakout above the 55.70s. That's my game plan right now. The 40s continues, they're just continuing to hold. So the range of like the 47s to 40s, if it pulls back into it, holds, buyers defend it, I'd put my risk under the 37s to 40s, going for a higher day at the 55.70s on the S&P.
I'm just gonna have to be staring at me because I can't get this shit back on.
Let me see.
It just won't. iPhone won't become an option again. It's just not there.
You deleted this?
Yeah, let me delete them and then.
Yeah, no. Just delete the camera.
Damn, that thing just.
Now it's ripping.
Right off the NQ. Right off that. I mean, a good call to not to short into that ES. It's not going to work for whatever reason. Now I'm upside down. Oh well,
No, let me see.
not a big deal. Usually it'll just like pop up, you know? Maybe I'll reset my phone. Turn it off or something.
Sure.
Just to confirm,
Nice.
you want to power up.
Yeah, I do.
And here's the S&P going for that high a day
I'll just stand behind you.
at the 5570s. A little bit of a stretch, and this would be invalid if the high of day breaks at the 5570s on the S&P. But for me, what I would be watching for would be a pullback into these 55.47s all the way down to the 55.40s. A sharp, aggressive pullback into this. Before the high of day breaks, I would be looking for a long into this level, targeting the high of day. But if the high of day breaks first, this would not become relevant for me anymore. Phone turn back on?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to plug in?
Oh yeah. Shit.
No, that's not going to reach.
Might have to move. Let me try one more time on this. No.
No luck?
No. I'm just gonna leave it how it is. I wonder if I have to make sure I'm connected to the same Wi-Fi.
That's probably what it is.
I might have to just move the table.
No, just switch seats with me.
Where's the Wi-Fi password?
Right here. No, it's on the other sheet, I think. There was another one. I think it's I Love Miami.
Yeah, well.
We almost reached.
Pulled it out. Got it. Boom, baby.
Back in business.
Yeah, that's good. Mike. No trades yet.
You know, before earnings is really tough. Market's choppy.
Yeah.
Unreasonable price action.
Yeah.
You guys still live there with us?
Yeah, we're still live.
Why don't you come in the frame?
Yeah, come on
Come in
in.
the frame.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You gotta show off that body.
Yeah, any chance of getting monetized by going for that is zero on YouTube. You want to put on OnlyFans, it's different, but
Piff, you might take a short again here. It's the right level to look for it.
Yeah. I just don't like how choppy this is. The shape of this.
I mean, at a certain point, you're just trying to make something out of nothing, right? Who does that? Is that Dylan?
Yeah.
Anything else going on? God damn. Tesla. Nothing. Nvidia. Well, now this shit's not working.
What?
Yeah, it's good. Nvidia, nothing. How's Hims doing? Him's giving it back. Getting some volatility here off these highs. What about a pullback into like 55s, 55s, 50s, anything?
55 what?
Like right in 55s, like right into this zone here,
For sure.
right?
For sure.
Yeah, right in here. Yeah. Wagon heavy.
Somebody in my Discord, thanks Carmine and Vincent, small green but green.
Nice.
$1,100 profit, 1,000 on SPY.
That's not small.
It's awesome.
What the hell? Come on, man. Don't think like that. Oh, the same guy in mine. Aaron. Oh, Eric. Eric along the 40s. Look at this. Look.
Very nice.
Shit.
Very, very nice.
Nice trade, Eric. That's a nice hold at the 55s there. Just a steady grind higher. Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably gonna break the high today.
You're just trading right into the highs. I just can't trade guessing that we're gonna break the highs. But nice hold at 55. Nice job, TJ. That's clean.
I like this Tesla too. 277.
What'd you say?
I like the Tesla, like the 278s, 277.
Yeah, down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great spot, but Netflix has been an absolute monster. SPY 553. We gotta get out of here in 10 minutes, don't we?
Yeah, we could wrap it up.
I mean, some decent opportunities, but such a small range. I don't really feel like we missed out on much.
No, just the 40s, a little bit of FOMO, but
Yeah. The 40s were good. You read that right?
$9,600 now, one short from the top and long off the 40s. Just listening to you talk, Vincent and Carmine. One of my best days on futures this month. Awesome,
Wow.
awesome, Mario.
Wow. 10K. Fuck yeah. Boom, baby.
I think it's time to go sit on the beach now.
Probably. Well, hopefully we got someone to make money today. Looks like we
Mario just made $9,600.
did. Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy this stream? Should we do more of this? Should Vince come to Jersey? Should I come to Florida? Should we do this more? It's definitely a little difficult trading mobile. I don't know how you feel about it, but when I'm on vacation, I'd,
Yeah.
de-risk or just not even trade at all. So
Ganja 6,100 off 19.4. Holy shit. Nice.
very nice.
Angel, nice. SPX calls.
So if you guys like this, I'm sure we could do it again. Maybe even in like a different format.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to figure out how to do this remotely.
Yeah.
Does anyone know a remote software that you can like call in and do this? Would it just be Zoom?
I don't know. We can figure it out.
Let's see what they have to say real quick. More.
Up 2,000, not bad. Awesome.
Nice.
Am I in Jersey? I have a house in Florida and I have a house in Jersey.
Big shot over here.
No. Take it easy.
Zoom. Any desk? Any desk. I don't usually know any desk.
Probably Teams. Teams I heard is good.
Teams?
Yeah. Discord, Teams.
Restream.
I got a spammer.
What's this guy spamming? Yeah, I mean, look at this fail at the highs again.
I failed again.
You know, I wanted to take something today for you guys. but
In-person boot camp in Miami or New York.
I also don't want to. Oh, hold on here.
$2,000 trading the Qs.
Look at this 5550 again.
Holding.
Son of a bitch. We gotta leave. I still feel like I'm pushing it. To be honest, guys, I feel like I'm trying to push it for the stream. I don't think I would be long into these highs. I just don't think that would. I mean, if I took a trade here and lost, I would look back at this trade and say, why did I look long into these highs, right? That's what I would say to myself. But
I say we go to the beach.
yeah, you're also seeing a decent hold. I would say before we go, watch the 55s here. Watch the 40s, of course. And I would say over 553 on SPY, you get something. You look for something over 553. You look for something over 5578 on ES. But I also want to say, the last thing I want to say is if you zoom out today and you look at what's actually happened, really nothing has happened. I mean, you've basically just you've been staying between the lows of the pre-market here and the very clear supply highs. So not much. Couple points here and there. This 55 hold looks really good.
Yeah. I even like the 50s, 47s.
We wrapping this up?
We're wrapping this up.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found some value. Hope you made some money off of it, maybe.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't, I feel like some value to be added here for sure. Make sure to follow Carmine down below. If you don't, I'm sure you probably do. If anyone, I need help asking for you to follow me. Follow me. Please help me. Bless me. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Let's get a little face cam here before we go.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, hold on. What is that? Hold on. Here we go. 55 hold look good.
Yeah, 55s are holding pretty well. But all right, if you guys enjoyed the stream, you guys found any value out of it, hit that like button.
Yeah.
Follow us, subscribe. Let us know if you have any questions.
We'll do it again.
And we'll definitely be doing this live stream again.
No doubt.
It was a lot of fun. Some pretty decent setups and some
Decent reads.
reads and
Good
tips.
reads.
So
Good reads.